Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of How to Write Stuff Better. I'm your host, JoAnn Fastoff, and today we're going to talk about how to secure a review and how to recover from one, okay? Book reviews, are they important to the writer? Yeah, unfortunately they are. So let's say you just finished that book you picked up from the store or the library or online, and you loved it because the story was gripping, the language was terrific, and the characters were well developed. Now, what's the first thing you do? Well, you go back to the store to see if the artist has another book on the shelf, because you just can't wait to read yet another book by that author. And if you're fortunate, the author has written a series. Oh my God. But even if the author has written a terrific book, you forget one crucial thing. If you want to continue to delve into this author, or you want to continue to read about this author, you have to do one thing. Do you know what that one thing is? Leave a review. Now, how many times have you picked up a newspaper or a magazine just to read what the professional critic has to say about that movie or that book or that stage play? Or is it a bestseller? And how often have you listened to or read movie critics' reviews about movies that tell you run to it or run from it? And many of us do it all the time. Why do you read about or listen to these people? Because you want to ensure that you don't waste your time, especially your money, on a book with little or no plot or depth, or the actors sucked. And for an author, book reviews can open doors to new and bigger audiences, decreasing the risk to readers that a particular book may be different from what you thought it would be. Book reviews help potential fans become familiar with what a book is about, giving you an idea of whether or not you want to read it. Book reviews give books greater visibility and a higher chance of getting found by new readers. On some websites, books with more book reviews are more likely to be picked up by potential readers and buyers than books without or with very few book reviews. And books with many book reviews appear to be popular, so it makes sense to be curious about a book that is perceived as popular. A good number of book reviews can translate into book sales. However, some book reviews can validate the writer's worthiness and establish a writer's reputation. And once validated, people are more likely to want your book by joining their peers and buying that book. And books with more book reviews are more likely to be shown to possible readers and buyers than books with very few book reviews. There are two distinct book review channels. One is reader reviewers. Now, these are readers who have already read your book and have no affiliation with any third-party reviewers. And most readers that are book reviewers are considered essential and authentic because they have a specific personal investment. They could be your family, your friends, or family of friends, or friends of the family, but they're on the personal side. And this works if a person has read your book. This always helps. And you want them to like your product and then like you. Another thing, word of mouth is unbelievable marketing for an author. I like a book, then I tell somebody else. That's called an impression. That person tells somebody else. And then there are a lot of book reviews out there that may translate into sales. The next kind of book review is called a third-party review. And these reviews are pretty helpful for authors in terms of getting publicity for books. They emanate from various sources like podcasts, blogs, websites, printed or online periodicals, news outfits, magazines, online and printed, and professional publications on book reviews. And you need to understand this part. Book reviews provided before publication give the librarians and booksellers a clue as to which upcoming book they should include in their inventory. And when you're done with your manuscript, you want to get as many reviews as possible before the book is published. And when your manuscript is published, those reviews are in the book already. And book reviewers, booksellers, and librarians, they're going to read those reviews and say, pretty good. I think I want this in my inventory. See, this works because you took the time before publication to get as many kinds of reviewers to look at your manuscript and say, I like it or I don't like it. Hopefully they like it. Most readers trust third-party reviewers because they come with more credibility. And this is something that you, as an author, should place high in your book sales process. So when you're going after a book reviewer, you do the same thing as you did in a query letter. As an author, you want to present your book or manuscript and yourself and do it like you're doing it directly with your audience. And some of the things that you should include in your package are flyers, bookmarks, business cards, press releases, and a bio. And make it brief because all you want is for the reviewer to review your book. Now, it's going to be nerve-wracking waiting for that review, especially when the reviewer says it will take 4 to 6 weeks. If it takes 4 to 6 weeks, it only means that the reviewer has maybe 4 to 6 other books that they are reviewing simultaneously. So they try to lend 1 whole week to your book. And most of these reviewers have a job that pays their rent. So understand that they are reading your book on the way to work, at lunchtime, and in the evening. If they say 4 to 6 weeks, trust me, it's 7. And don't sit on your hands waiting. It'll come out all right, okay? When you submit your book for review, you're looking for an honest review. Now, this person doesn't know you. So not all book reviews are entirely positive because the reviewer has an obligation to the reader and not to you. And this is why authors need to think practically because positive reviews are not always given. However, positive reviews for your book can increase social media engagement, enhance your author's newsletter, boost visibility, and encourage sales. Now here's how to find the reviewers to help you get the word out. Only contact reviewers interested in reviewing the type of book you have written. So you want to avoid contacting a reviewer who reviews technical books and you're a romance author. And does that make sense to you? No? Then don't do it. Now you have to ask, do they only want an ebook or a printed book? Most reviewers don't like a manuscript. They want either an ebook or a printed book. And then you must ask them what genre they are currently interested in reading. And just because somebody is a technical writer, that person might say, well, I'm taking a break right now for a couple of months, and I think I'm going to review only mystery and intrigue. That's who you want if you're a mystery and intrigue writer. Okay, be clear on this. Never, ever pay for a review. The book is payment enough. And if you provide compensation for a review, you can only get the reviewer in trouble, but also sully your reputation. If somebody says we charge $35 for a review, forget it. There are enough reviewers out there that don't accept a dime. The book is compensation enough. When you receive your review back, don't comment on the review. If it's terrific, you can thank the reviewer, but usually you don't need to go that far. So if that review is terrific, that's what the reviewer knows about you. If the book sucks, that's what the reviewer knows about you. I'll give you some websites at the end of this chapter that might help you. Remember, if you download my booklet, How to Write Stuff Better, which is free, there are websites in there that will help get you started. Now, don't scrap your work based on one reviewer's review. You need to check several other reviews as well. Send your book to 3 different reviewers, and if they come back with the same review, and if it's terrific, you're in. Now, if all 3 come back with something you need to work on it. But don't base it on one person's review. Okay, I hope that helped, but what do you remember? Book reviews give books greater visibility and a higher chance of what? There are 2 distinct book review channels. What are they? And only contact reviewers interested in what? Never, ever offer what for a review. Hey, hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget to go to my website, JoAnnFastoff.com. Download the booklet. It's free. Hope you enjoyed this week. Next week, we'll talk about book awards. Yay or nay. Until then, have a great week.